This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesianicristo.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to New Jersey Satellite Studio, where we show you the flavor of life here in the District of New Jersey. Everyone, and welcome back to INCRadio New Jersey Satellite Studio, where we show you the flavor of life. And for today's flavor, we're starting with the man in the mirror, and we're looking back at 2025 and the lessons that we've learned and how this will affect us in 2026. And speaking from, if y'all know what happened, 2025 was probably one of the most eventful years. So we've got a lot to unpack. So, and that's not just me. We have the rest of the team here. So we have Leah, Naima, and Maricel here. So how are y'all doing?
Hello.
Hello. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year again. Are we still saying that?
Yeah,
are we still saying that till February? I was saying, are we still saying that till February? I forget that it's still the new year. It feels like the year has been so long already.
Oh, yeah. And we're only, 10 days in? 11 days in? 10 days in. 10 days in.
Pretty new.
Yeah. So we do have a lot to unpack. So I'm just going to start off with the question. The first question. I know we have a lot of questions. So going round robin, what was your biggest lesson in 2025 about finances? Money is an easy topic to talk about, right, guys? Yeah, I know. We're all laughing about it. All right, we're gonna start off first with Naima. What's the wisdom from 2025 about finances, Naima?
I'm going to keep it simple and say, commit to action. Whatever it is that you are trying to pursue, whether it be cleaning up your credit, staying on task with your everyday bills, and creating like systems. So just commit to action. I've done a lot of things and it's been challenging to say the least, but just keep on pushing. I think that's really where I'm at. And I'm starting to see like the light at the end of the tunnel. So just always just being in action, committing to that.
I love that. Yeah. And okay, starting off with a big answer, Naima. That's a big one. Yeah, commitment issues. Okay. Maricel, what about you? What's your biggest lesson in finance?
Yeah, that is a big question. And I'm just going to piggyback on Naima's answer. Inflation is going to happen no matter who's the sitting president, right? Wherever you are, inflation is going to happen. It's either you keep up with it or you get ahead of it or you're just going to be left behind. So don't keep on researching. Like in the past, before I started investing and putting my money where it should go, I'm going to put it off because I need to research. I need to know. But the thing is, you're not going to have the full knowledge of what you really want to know. But if you keep putting it off, time is going to pass by and you know how, compounding interest works, if you know how it works. So every day matters. So stop procrastinating, stop researching and trying to know everything because you won't know everything. So just take action, just like what Naima said. So that's my biggest thing.
And I wanted to say, when Naima said take action, I don't think she meant use all your credit cards and spend all your money, right? That's not what you meant, right, Naima?
No.
I want to make sure we're empowering the right message.
Right.
We're trying to remind everyone to be responsible. And thank you, Maricel, for reminding us to invest in our future. Yeah, maybe we should have someone to do math with us on a future show about compounding interest because, different retirement accounts, that's a big thing. IRAs, Roth IRA, okay, on and on and on. All right, Jeff, you're up.
Yeah, actually, it touches upon that. Take action, but then if you're taking the right action, you can kind of sometimes just leave it. Because there's some investments that I put in, left it on a drip, if you know what a drip is, and over the years, yes, Maricel, it has compounded quite nicely. Not to say that I'm balling out, but it is nice to know that it's better than if it was sitting in the bank account. So that's one. And it's funny, on the other side of that coin, get it? Oh, cheesy jokes and dad jokes.
Dad jokes. I was gonna say that.
Well, you're
Okay,
coming
you're
up
good.
on
You're really
that.
good at
Yeah.
that, Jeff.
But yeah, on the other side of the coin, yeah, it's true what they say. You can't time the market, and even though you think something might happen, for example, when there were tariffs, like, oh, tariffs are going to hit, I'm going to invest in this, this, and that. I took action, and it didn't. What I thought was going to happen didn't happen. So, just be cautious. Yeah. So take action, but yeah.
Be cautious. That's a good one. And for me about finances, I just want to say that buying things or having the spending power isn't really the kind of fulfillment that lasts. So although that could go into other buckets, biggest lessons in 2025, it's like you can buy stuff, but not really going to make you happy in the long run. So it's, maybe for 5 minutes or an hour a week, whatever. But it doesn't fill you up like other things. Okay, we're going to go to our next question. Tossing over to you, Maricel.
All right, our next question is, what was your biggest lesson in 2025 about your job or your career aspirations? I'm going to start off with that question. For me, like the biggest lesson with regards to your job or your career is everybody is dispensable. Nobody is indispensable. So always give your best in whatever career or whatever your job is. Always give your best because you never know when you're going to be laid off. A lot of laying off has been happening, people losing job. Always treasure your job. I have friends who will say, it's time to work again. And then I have to remind them, you have to be thankful that you have a job. You know how many people don't have a job?
Yes.
And here we are complaining like, it's Monday, I have to go to work again. But you really have to be thankful that you have a job. So be good at what you're doing because you are easily dispensable. So
And
that's
actually,
my
America,
answer.
if I could piggyback off that, because that was one of the things that also, you see things in, you see things and you read things, but then, you can also reframe it like, I get to go to work instead of like, I have to go to work. Like, I get to go to work. I get to have income and I continue to thrive for another day. So yeah, I just wanted to, say reframing is definitely something that I picked up too and also helps. So yeah.
And
just
is
wanted
that
to
your
make sure.
answer? Is that your answer, Jeff?
Oh, I got and actually,
Go ahead.
Marisol, yeah, I don't mean to go out of order because I like to be a
It's all
gentleman,
right.
especially gonna be a girl dad. Wow, but yeah, what you mentioned about layoffs is true. I actually personally know several people who have been laid off, and the company that I work for, which will go unnamed, actually went through its largest layoff in history, several thousand people. So yeah, sometimes you think that you'll be there for a career, and not to say that treat every day like, okay, I'm getting fired today. Like, no, but which sometimes I think about that. But yeah, just make sure to be careful, be cautious, and yeah, like what Naima said, take action when you can. Take actions like, oh, you know what? It's been a while. Let me dust off that resume. Yeah, let me make sure that I'm looking out for me. And also, if you have an opportunity for growth, pursue it. There is a side project that I'm looking at that maybe might turn into something. And also, Leigh, what you mentioned, some of the things that you buy that might make you feel good in the short run, like the little figurines.
Gotta let it
Yeah.
go.
Wait,
Leave it in
what?
2025. If you're a collector,
Oh,
yeah, you gotta leave that in 2025, Jeff. And I don't wanna preempt what Naima's gonna say. So
All right, Naima, what's your answer to this question?
honestly, I'm in the education field. I'm in the service business. My job is often always changing, and I'm often always being put in positions to level up, And I'm a teacher, by the way. So I teach first grade. And there are a lot of changes that happen. I would say I learned that you can't have, how do I frame this? Assume the best. Assume the best. You always have to come with your best foot forward and always come with the mindset of, how do I level up in whatever challenge I'm faced, or even the joys that I bring in the everyday work. So assume the best, always have that positive mindset coming forward. And then usually often things turn around. I'm grateful because I really wanted to be a teacher. So I did the work and it was hard. But again, like I do what I love to do every single day. So it's not a job for me. It's just stepping it up and always trying to learn and be coachable in these times that we have. I'm in the service business. So I am trying to make sure that what I'm providing, the service I'm providing, is exceptional. And that's challenging. So,
That's so amazing and admirable, Naima. I'd like to put all of these quotes that you have on the show in a book or in a reel and just like play them.
We can make a good reel out of this.
Yeah, definitely. A few.
How about you, Leia? I know you had a promotion in 2025, so I'm sure you had a lot to share.
Yeah, I never thought I applied for this position, I think like 5 times over the life of the time that I've been with the company. So, every time I don't get it, I always just reapply. Because I was raised never to give up and to always do my best and to ask for what I want. Because if you don't ask, the answer is always no. So let them tell you no, but at least you won't have any regrets. But the thing that I wanted to, so the promotion, it was great. But then at the same time, I was like, oh, great. Now I got what I want. Oh, no, now I got what I want. So what do I want next? That's always the pressure of getting what you want, which I'm blessed to have gotten. But what I wanted to say about career and jobs is it's a privilege to be able to earn money for my family and to have enough, not just for my family, but to also help others in whatever capacity that I can, and to feel that stability or that like food security that a lot of people in the world do not have. So I think it's a privilege, even if it's hard, even if we have to go to work in a hailstorm, snowstorm, whatever. It's a privilege to be able to earn. So that's all I wanted to say.
Very well said.
Making me cry, right?
Snaps. I feel the vibes. Feeling the vibes.
We're getting sentimental here. Let's see if Jeff is going to take us to the sentimental road. What's the next question?
Oh yeah. This one definitely has some impact. So, what was your biggest lesson in 2025 about friendships?
Oh no.
Yeah. So let's go for. As a matter of fact, before I toss it over to the ladies, Mark David says, "Cherish every moment. Don't take time for granted, and stay humble and positive always." And you know what, Mark, I love you for saying that, because you are a perfect example of that. If you know Mark David, you are actually, he's a great guy. So yeah, and and also his family, they're so cute. So yeah, let me toss it to the others before chiming in on my own. So Naima, how about you? What did you learn about friendships in 2025?
Listen more, and I would say listen more, and always trust that who you created as your space, your peace, your support system has your best interest. I'm learning so much. My best friend is the one I live with, my best friend, my brother. And I would say that he and I are not always on the same page. Of course, siblings, you have those moments, right? But I would say Ahmad has a lot of wisdom beyond his years, I would say. And so I've learned so much by just listening. Listen. Sometimes you just got to listen and trust that what they have to offer you. And I have other friends as well, but he's my closest. What they have to offer really, really, really is a different world of experiences. And I'm just humble to know that, God blessed me with someone like him. I don't want to get emotional, but yeah. Listen more.
Oh, shout out to you, Ahmad.
Yeah, that's my shout out.
Oh, yeah. And love you, bro. Yeah. Yeah. Wow, that's so touching. That's so awesome. Marisol, how about you? What did you learn about friendships in 2025?
Well, what I learned is you really have to make time for your friends. We are all busy. I have a mom group, right? And we have a chat group, and we have a lot of plans. So I want to do this, you want to do that, but the problem is you can't have the same time for all of us to be together. But as I don't know about Brother Jeff, but we as women, we need that connection every time, right? We need that women connection every time. So we all know that we need to take time and go out, maybe every quarterly, but it's just so hard to find time. But the thing is, there will never be time if we don't make time. So prioritize, you need to distress. It's not that your family is stressful, or it can be stressful, right? But it's a different relationship when you're with your friends versus when you're with your husband or your children. So you have to make time and spend time with your friends, because it's after a day out with my friends. Personally, I feel like I can tackle the bickering and the argumenting of my of my children. So
Your siblings.
make time. My siblings. I'm a sibling. It's just that I miss my siblings. They're in the Philippines, so that's why I mentioned it. But yeah, make time for your friends. It makes a whole lot of difference. Your friends are great distressors. And shout out to my mom group. You know who you are if you're watching.
No, they're all over your social media. Your posts with the AI generated stuff really cracks me up. I was like, wow, they really look like that? No. It's like, wow, AI is really good. I should try it one time. So I'm just gonna go for save
Go
time.
for it.
So I love all the things that Marisol and Naeem are saying. Even so, my thing about friendships is don't force anything. There are some people that we've known for a long time, and sometimes they fade out of our lives, and we don't want that, but that's what's happening. And sometimes we want a connection that we think is really great, but the other person doesn't reciprocate. And, as friends, that happens, and it's painful and it's disappointing. But as long as you're good, what else can you do? Life, like what Marisol said, life things happen. And as much as you want to make plans and continue your friendship, things change and you just go on. So that's the biggest lesson I learned about friendship in 2025. Don't force things, because it just gets worse.
Yeah. And Leah, yeah, I have to piggyback off that, because that was actually what I have to say too. On multiple levels, because friendship really is about who shows up and who you show up for. You can't control who shows up for you. There's some people that you want to be there, and they might not be there. And it could be for any of various reasons. Maybe they're going through something, or maybe that connection that you had just you didn't really know. But you can control who you show up for, and just like Marisol says, you can make time for that, because it's never going to happen. If it's never going to spontaneously happen, or sometimes if it does, great. But more often than not, it doesn't. You can't. Our schedules are so busy and it's just getting busier. So make time for it to happen. Engineer ways, because it is who you show up for and who shows up for you, and cherish that. And they turn into your family, and you can't pick your family, but that's how it is.
Speaking of family.
Nice.
Aw, yeah. And one last thing, it's not about friendship. It's more about health. Leah, you said, don't force things. And that's what I learned through my colonoscopy.
Wow. God, you are so open
I
today,
think,
Brother Jeff.
I
Lord.
think that goes to the next question, which Naima's
Uh.
going to ask us. Go ahead,
Okay,
Naima. What's
great.
our next question?
Okay, awesome. I love this segue. Okay. Okay, so what was the biggest lesson in 2025 about yourself? About yourself. And I feel like that is like, oh my gosh, there's so many things to unpack with that. But I guess I got to go first, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, I create boundaries, healthy boundaries that and set them in a way that you don't feel you're making yourself wrong for having boundaries. I would say definitely when you look at it, like you said earlier, when it comes to friendship, there are things that you do that other people may not see, or even just you're who you are. You can't change that. That's who you are, right? But you must create healthy boundaries so that you can also continue to show up for not just yourself, but for others. But you also matter too. So in creating those boundaries so that you can be great for other people, you also have to create those for yourself. So that's what I had to do. And that, oh my gosh, it opened up a whole world for me. And I just realized that I have to, I don't know, as a Christian, we sacrifice like our Lord Jesus Christ did, right? We become that for not just ourselves, but for other people. And sacrifice actually helps you be greater and better because on the other side of it, you become something that you don't even recognize, right? So I just feel like the more I sacrifice, the more that I give, the more that I become something unique and different. So it's really, really challenging because I am human in this space. But again, as a Christian, being able to create those boundaries, but then also knowing that sacrifice is inevitable and it makes you better. That's really where I want to be.
I love that. I love that. I feel that. Okay. But I don't want to take up time because we're running out of time. So who's next? I think it's Marisol. Sorry, I just need to speed
All
things
right.
up a little.
Yeah, real quick. Talking about boundaries that Naimes mentioned. For me, what I learned about myself, not just in 2025, but in the past years, your limitation is only like the boundaries that you put upon yourself. Like if you limit yourself to something, if you always think, oh, I can't do it, then you can't do it. You never get there. You know, there are so many things that I never thought I could do. Like if you know me from my childhood growing up and you know me now, you're not the Marisol that I knew before because having two kids, two very adventurous kids, and having a crazy husband who wants to try different things, like you have to keep up with them. And I don't want to be just sitting at the back seat and just watching them. I want to be with them. I want to be involved with them. So I tried myself to do crazy things that I never thought I could do. And I surprised myself. I am able to do it. So don't limit yourself. Of course, it has to be within reason. You don't want to try things that are too risky or too dangerous, but you also don't want to say, I can't do it without trying. Always try before saying no.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna fast forward because we have a very important last question. So, Jeff, could you package it up for us?
Okay, big things, and I'll speak for myself and my wife. We learned about the role of family, especially the maternal and paternal responsibilities, and also family, because we have the families that we're connected to, and a lot happens. Learn to cherish your parents, cherish your family, and also find some time to cherish yourself. And yeah, just big hug to family and also to growing families. And then also chiming off of that too, Lacan Evangelista, he learned a lot about his mental and social health and personal growth. He actually provided so much that it's hard to, we really need to unpack it. And he's, very, very close friend. So yeah, learned a lot about myself and that too, that have to unpack, and also responsibilities. And yes, we're not an island. We're not individuals. We just by ourselves. We are interconnected, and we have to love those connections and nurture them. Yeah, over to you, Leah.
Okay, so for me, it's I think we're gonna have to cut out one of our segments today, guys. So we really need to have this last question. So thank you to our behind the scenes crew, keeps reminding us of the time. So we're gonna take this last question to take up the rest of the time. And Jeff, this is actually your question. But the question is, what was your biggest lesson in 2025 about your faith? So I'm going to go ahead and start with Naima.
Trusting God more. That was my biggest lesson. And your prayers, trusting your prayers, and then God's timing is perfect. So that's what I got.
Okay, great. What about you, Marisol?
For me, never be complacent in your faith. Like, you know that you serve God all the time, but there are times when our priorities goes to the other way, and God will give you a little spanking to remind you, hey, you are veering away from me. So don't be complacent. Always, as what our brother Eduardo Manalo said, as an INC member, we always should level up with our faith. So never be complacent, never go on the cold side, don't be lukewarm, should always be heated up in your faith.
Nice. I like that. All right, Jeff?
Okay, once again, this has to be summed up too, but God has a plan. Yeah, you might not like it. Things might not go the way that you want, but trust in God's plan
That's a hard one, Jeff.
yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, that was a hard one this year. But yeah, and also trust in the power of prayer and also the healing prayer. God will answer your prayers. And once again, might not be the answer you're looking for, but he'll also get you through it. And sometimes it takes time and you got to trust in him, and it still takes time. So yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to wrap up this conversation by piggybacking off of everyone's answers from all the other questions that we hadn't said. We become uncomfortable when we're growing, right? What Naima said, we somehow embody qualities in order to complete a task that God has set to us. And it's uncomfortable. Sometimes it's disappointing. Sometimes we lose people along the way, but trust in your prayers, trust in God's timing. So everyone said this. And if you already know that you're veering off the wrong path, going to the wrong path, like what Marisol said, you already know it. Don't be stubborn, be open, and trust that God has your best interest. So we become the things that our God lets us become. So it's okay. It's okay to change. So embrace change and be open. All right, we have time for basically shout outs from the crew. Wow. I'm so sorry. We have so many comments from today. We're going to have to do something with this for the next episode or do something on social media. Thank you, everyone. Everyone has such great answers. But we're going to start off with our shout outs because we have to close out the show. All right, Naima, you're up for shout outs.
Shout out to all of you for just being great people and having this conversation with. And of course, to my bestie, brother, my happy New Year.
All right, Marisol.
Shout out to my family, Brother Brian, Gabriel, and Caleb, and to the local of Winston who are busy decluttering right now. Thank you so much.
And Jeff.
All right, shout out to Laura Castro, Roger Tikia, Shea Diana Palacio, who provided the feedback for that. Also, shout out to Lloyd Damien, Alvin Orbe, and happy birthday to Remy Ann Ocampo. And congratulations to Remy Ann and Nick. We love you so much. And happy anniversary to my in-laws, Belen and Mario Lucas, over in Norsagaray, Bulacan, Philippines.
All right, I'm just going to go through this as quick as I can. We want to say hello to Ka Chris, Ka Murphy, Ka Jerome, and Ka James in the live chat. We also have Sister Arnie Jane watching. Alberto, I can't pronounce this, from Hamburg. We want to say hello to you. Sister American Damien is also in the live chat. And that's all the time that we have. We have time for one quick reminder from Jeff, and then we got to go.
Please check with your local congregation for details on local events and the daily Bible study schedule. And over to the extra.
Okay, I know, sad. We want to keep talking about what we learned in 2025. But that's it for today's show. Thanks to everyone who tuned in. And if you found value in our discussion today, please like and subscribe for more content like this. And if you think this episode would be helpful to someone you know, please share this link with them. And if there's a topic you'd like to hear about or want to join us here on screen in our chat, in our discussion, feel free to reach out to any one of us.
Before we go, we'd like to thank our church administration for their continued support to INC Radio and allowing us to have this show where we can stay connected and learn together and venture into 2026. We want to acknowledge our district supervising minister, Brother Alan P. Fernandez, our assistant district supervising minister, Brother Ruben Bustos Jr., our Christian Family Organization overseer, Brother Royal Moline, and our district multimedia advisor, Brother James Malabana.
And we especially thank our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo Manalo, and our Deputy Executive Minister, Brother Angelo Manalo. And we'd also like to thank our INC Radio Station Manager, Brother Wally Taray, and our techs in the main studio.
And before we say goodbye, we again thank all of our viewers for taking the time to watch this episode. See you next episode. Bye.
Bye,
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year!